Good afternoon, and welcome to JCTs Fascinating Hobbies, my year of review 2018. So this is being recorded on the 1st of January 2019, which means it's a new year, and many people would have been out last night celebrating the new year and being referred to probably as revellers in the various press articles which are written about them. So I started JCT's Fascinating Hobbies really sort of in anger back in March 2018, and I started with 50 subscribers. Now really the channel is just focusing on things that I find interesting and what I hope other people will find interesting, but really sort of focusing on my hobbies, hence the name of the channel. I'm now at around 170 subscribers, which from March to now I think is a really impressive growth figure, and I would like to thank everybody who has supported the channel, who has subscribed, who has liked the videos, who has watched the videos. I'd like to thank you all very much, sincerely, for taking the time out of your day to actually watch the sort of random drivel that I tend to put up. Hopefully useful random drivel, and slightly interesting and informative at the same time. So 2018 focused on a few core areas: my interests in computing, my interests in cars, and my interests in 1980s consumer electricals, with a smattering of interests in DIY related activities as well around the home. 2019 is going to be no different. We're going to be taking a look initially at that Sony C7, which I started on the other day. So there's a bit of a further teardown that I want to do on that. We're going to be focusing again on some other items in my collection. There's one up behind me, which is this Hitachi 3D Superwoofer affair from about 1988, which works but needs new belts within the tape deck mechanism. So I want to sort that out and obviously get that going properly again so it can play cassettes. But it is working very well as an FM AM radio. Other things I want to do: I want to perform a bit more work on the Micra this coming spring, so there's a few fluid changes I've got planned for that, namely antifreeze and the automatic transmission fluid. There's also some work I'll be doing on the XJ40. I want to ideally get hold of a new roof lining and replace the roof lining, which is sagging at the back. Replace the rear differential oil, possibly clean or replace the injectors, and generally sort of perform general service tasks on that particular vehicle. With the Zafira, I'm looking at conducting a bit more further rust-proofing activities, and also I'll take a look at renewing the gearbox oil on that as well, as it's coming up to, it's actually just past 34,000 miles, and it would be about now that I would consider replacing the gearbox oil. I'm also going to be looking into the possibility of getting the oil pickup replaced on that car as well. There's an O-ring, and it's thanks to Car Mechanics magazine for actually mentioning this in one of their articles about their insignia that they purchased. But there's an O-ring that could be faulty on some versions of the 2-litre diesel, which is a Fiat GM diesel that's used in certain GM vehicles. There can be a fault with the O-ring, and I'm not sure if mine is one of the affected ones. Mine's a 2014 example, and the insignia that they were dealing with was a 2011 example. But for peace of mind, I am interested to investigate the replacement of that. I have read in some places that the F40 transmission, 6-speed transmission that my car uses, needs to be removed before you can drop the sump, but I will be doing a bit of investigation into that myself and seeing if that is the case. If it isn't, I should be able to drop the sump and get that replaced. whether I do it myself or not is something I'll consider at the point when I decide to actually do it. If I just get it sort of thrown into the general service that I get done on the vehicle. It's funny enough, that's the only vehicle I won't service myself, because it's one that I tend to use for work. So if it's going to break, I want to be able to blame someone else rather than myself. Other things I'll be looking at, I've got a large selection of Ferguson 3V23 clones, so the JVC HR7700 series, which I want to see if I can get working. And there's a 22-inch Sony Trinitron TV, which I want to get sorted out as well. It needs a few new capacitors and a couple of switches on the front panel. And that's really the plan for 2019. I'd like to thank you all once again for taking the time to subscribe and also like the videos and watch the videos through 2018, and hopefully welcome new people to the channel for 2019. So if I haven't wished you already, I hope you have all had a very happy new year, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Many thanks for watching.